Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, head currency analyst. In this video, we're going to go through a bit of a how-to video. We're going to how to identify a market to trade, and essentially, I got asked the question: how do I look for particular markets and things like that? So I just wanted to cover a little bit about that. And for an example, I've got here a Kiwi yen position long, which we spoke about in a video a couple of days ago where we talked about waiting for price to come to a particular area. Now that the price has moved a little bit, I thought it was a good time to maybe have a little look at this and talk about why I got into this position in the first place, what kind of was the trigger for that. And yeah, so first of all, Kiwi yen is on my list to go long from the strength meter analysis that we provide in the week ahead analysis. You can go check out that video after this one. But essentially, we identified that the yen was getting weaker, Kiwi was getting stronger. That basically forms my basis for what I want to do with that market. So essentially, I want to be looking at the strength meter before I even consider looking at the market, because it gives me a direction to have a little look at. So I wanted to be a buyer of this market due to the strength meter analysis. But then I need the conditions to be met. So the way I kind of break this down in the past is if we look at sort of why is the first thing I want to look at, is why do I want to particularly trade this market? Well, we have strength and weakness analysis that allows us to identify the why. Then I need the conditions to be correct for a possible opportunity. Now, the conditions for me are trend based because my strategies are trend based. So I need to identify a trend. In this case, I need to identify an uptrend. I then need to identify support and resistance areas. These for me aren't quite like what you probably see in the past, where people look at these massive levels and they look for these huge supply and demand zones. For me, it's actually just previous highs or lows. If the market has recently found some resistance or support somewhere, they're likely to be tested again. So that's something I look at. And then I apply my strategy. Now, that could be absolutely anything. I'm a big believer, if you are a trend-based trader and you manage to tick off at least 2 to 3 of these, doesn't really matter what strategy you use, you will likely be successful if you follow that trend. However, I think it all comes down to this here: picking the right market to trade is probably the most difficult thing in trading. So these are my sort of conditions to get into the market, and I'm going to show you how I did that down here. So first of all, like I said, the conditions for me were to buy. Second is I need a trend. Now, I like to look at either a daily or a 4-hour trend, and we can see here that the daily time frame recently broke through these previous highs. We kind of double bottomed, rallied, and we came back down into this level here. So this was an area where I said in the previous video I'd like to be a buyer from, because I'm expecting the potential for the daily time frame to go from a retracement phase to an impulse phase. Okay, so then when I go to the 4-hour time frame, I know that if price is going to pull back into this zone here, let's just say where it was, I want to be looking for reversal setups. Now, a reversal setup is essentially identifying when the market is going to potentially go back into that uptrend phase or that bullish impulse phase. Now, I know in a retracement phase, the market's going to be making lower lows and lower highs, and that's what we discussed in the previous video. And what I said was, if price can come back down into this area, or at least retest these structure lows and form some kind of rejection, then we can look for opportunities. And what happened was the price broke through that previous low, closed below, so we do nothing. But the next 4 hours, price rallied and closed back above. Now, what this is, to me, is what they call a false breakout pattern. And it's quite a strong reversal signal in the markets when the two candles kind of look alike to each other. You can actually see something quite similar here, where you have these two candles that look really alike, especially with the wicks and stuff. And the market continues that uptrend after testing the support supporting area. So a very similar thing happened here. That was my trigger for me to get into a move. And the market has, in this case, moved in my favour so far. Obviously, we've had some recent data, some CPI data out the US, which has helped push this market higher. But yeah, essentially, all I look to do is identify strength and weakness, make sure the conditions are met, identify some other conditions surrounding the market, whether that be key support and resistance levels, and then apply a strategy. So the strategy is there to basically help you consistently enter the market and also provide an edge. So I hope you enjoyed this how-to video. If you did, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel for some more Forex content. Hit that notification bell to be alerted when we post a new video. Thanks for watching this one. If you have any comments or anything like that, you want to see something like this in the future, drop it down below and I'll speak to you soon.